All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to our weekly Essential Island Living Builders team call. I'm Liza and I am super happy, hey Janice, to have you guys back this week as we cover and we continue talking about placement and strategy. And so the week before last, we we covered a lot. It was a lot of information. And if you missed that call, I highly suggest you go back and watch it. And even if you watched it, you probably want to go back and watch it again. It's just kind of one of those calls. I have gotten better about doing a visual graphic. So there's a PowerPoint, and I think I posted the PowerPoint directly in the group. And if I haven't, after tonight, I will do that as well. But the presentation, I think, will help to narrate and explain some of the things. So for tonight, I am going to just quickly go through the slides again for those people that maybe missed or catching the replay of this one so that they can kind of recognize what they missed. And if they have any questions, they could go back and do that. Okay. We normally start with things that are going well and successes and challenges. So I'd like to invite anyone to, and I'm going to implement a new routine along tonight. But I would like to invite anyone to unmute themselves if they would like to share a success or a challenge. Hi, Janice. I'll unmute you. Oh, hold on. Oh, there you go. You got it.
I'll start with success. My husband has a doTERRA sticker on his truck.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Yeah, so on Sunday he went diving and in Keyham, and somebody saw a sticker, so they approached him and go, "Hey, you sell oils?" No, but my wife does. Oh, so she gave him her business card to have me call her. So she wanted the LLV. So she said, "I'm not ready yet to buy it, but I am gonna order it." So I sent her my website, and they said, "Okay, you can just look, you know." And she said, "I'm not interested in the oils." I'm thinking, okay, get oils in the LLV, but okay. But I told her, if you have questions or anything, or if you have somebody that interested to just contact me and then let me know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And just as a follow-up, if you sent her your link to your website, did you use the deep link generator?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
good. Yes.
Did.
Yay.
You know what? I love that generator.
Isn't it so great?
The easiest thing to oh, I love that thing.
And well, what I was going to follow up with is that you can look up a product, right? So you could look up Lifelong Vitality, but if you go under the education tab, so let me just pull this up real quick because I think that this is I see confused. I always feel like, I try to do a good job of covering all this stuff, but it's always good to revisit. So it's labs.doterra.com. Okay. And you guys, this is built into your actual back office now. But I just have this on my phone, and you can come to the link generator. So I'm going to go to enter my number. And so you can send somebody an enrollment link. So the link directly to enroll, you could go to product and you could search here. So lifelong, maybe it comes up as life. There we go. Lifelong Vitality Pack. And you're going to go to generate link. And you can copy this link, email this link, convert it, and then you can test the link.
Oh.
And so if Janice forwarded this to her friend, or her contact, this is, hey Keish, this is what they're going to see. Okay. And it's going to be directly linked to her. So if you post this on websites, if you're ever sending people information, you always want to use the deep link generator. what else I wanted to show you though, I gotta move this bar. Come on, bar, move out of the way. Is that with this deep link generator, there's also this education tab. So you can actually look up, I believe they have Lifelong Vitality Pack education.
Okay.
You could generate, so like as a follow-up, Janice, if you haven't heard back from her yet, you could send her this different link, right?
Okay.
That's like, hey, I just wanted to send you some information, more education about lifelong vitality. And if so here she's linked up, right, to some little clips about the lifelong vitality. Here's a study, here's a supplement, here's the supplements explained.
Okay.
And so this is a great way. So you're not sending her the same information, right? But you're sending her different information. And then you want to, so I love this about the link generator, that it's not just the enrollment or product, but you can look up education, and they have others. So you could send, about co-impact sourcing or CPDG testing, when it talks about healing hands. I mean, really anything that you can find on the doTERRA website, you can generate your own personalized link. So thanks for sharing that, Janice, so that it gave me an opportunity to go back over to Deep Link Generator. It's also in your profile, in your back office. You can also create a cart there. Hold on, let me share my screen again and show you guys. Now, I won't lie, I haven't used this way as much just because I was using the other way a lot, but I did come in here. I also, I think in our biz group, put a post, an announcement post about this there. So if you go to account profile, I think it is. So in our Team Biz page on Facebook, there's a whole post about the link generator. So see how it's here now also in my business. So you can use it. You can send somebody a link to sign up. You can give them for education, or you can even create a guest cart for them. So if you like put in a home essentials kit for them, it's going to show them what promos they'll also get that month. So this is really cool. So you can access the Deep Link Generator two ways now. So you can see in this educate system part, there's the products. So I can again search for Lifelong Vitality Pack, right? And look, so there's a brochure you could send them. There's you could send them the link to the actual kit, or like this US Slim and Sassy link. So you can do it both ways. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that awesome win and giving us a chance to revisit the Deep Link Generator. I love that, and I hope everybody's using it.
Thank you.
Okay. Had anybody else logged into their back office and used it that way yet? Yeah. Okay. So that feature just came out. And then, like I said, you can make a guest cart. So if somebody said, oh, I'm interested in home essentials, say like this month with the promotion, if you made a guest cart for them and sent them that link with that kit, they would see the Red Mandarin and Serenity pop up in there. So it just kind of gives them, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Am I like dorking out and being overly excited about Deep Link Generator? All right, Janice, anybody else did you want us to share a challenge, Janice?
The what?
You said you're going to start with a win or a success. Did you want to share a challenge?
Oh, the challenge is just because I think I shared it in my post when responding to you.
Yeah.
I've been, somehow there's like elderly people gravitating to me, only because I've been hanging out at Halimakua in the last week. My auntie was in a pedestrian accident, so I've been helping her. So I kind of sneak in the frankincense and sneak in stuff for her bruises, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, oh, I don't want to use it yet. I go, Auntie, use it now. It's like, you gotta use it. And then the nurses are like, oh, what is this? Like they saw it on her table. I go, oh, it's essential oils. So the nurses have been seeing it on her counter. I'm
Uh-huh.
kind of curious to see if they've been like noticing it more, like, because I've been going every day, so I've seen the bottle going from one side of the room to the other side. So I'm like wondering who's touching it, because my auntie's laying on the bed, right? She's not really moving. So I don't know. I asked my auntie, but she don't know because she's in and out sleeping. So
I would definitely reach, talk to the nurses and maybe
I
make a
know.
roller ball or two of, like, one of my faves is to give like peppermint and wild orange, give 5 ml roller
Yeah,
balls
yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that and just
Okay.
gift it to them and give it with your card or something. So it's a
Okay. Yeah,
great
I
way
know.
to
That's
make
the next
contact.
thing. I want to get business cards. I
Yeah.
was asking
You
Keiko.
can get those anywhere.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
really inexpensive. The other thing that I recommend people invest in, and I have some right here. I'm just gonna step away. Sorry if you guys could see my butt. The Healthy Can Be Simple guides. These come in 10 packs from doTERRA, and I think it's $5 for 10, so 50 cents each. So a little bit more of an investment than a business card, obviously. But if you really feel like that a person is like a really strong potential, um, you know, contact, and also if you're giving a sample, I highly recommend this because on the back you write what oil you're giving them, how it supports them, how to use it, your contact info, and this is like a little mini class in itself. So, you know, like I said, it's not like you want to just be handing these out willy-nilly, but I do feel like in lieu of business cards, I really love these. And like for people that bought BOGOs that aren't members yet, I gave all of them one of these books along with their BOGOs and kind of wrote on the book, there's place for 2 essential oils and how to use them. So I wrote on here. So this is another alternative too for business cards, I think. A little bit more education too. So ooh, Janice, you're giving me all this juiciness to share about tonight. I love it. And I'm so sorry that I thought you were asking what IG was, and you're like, no, girl, I
No,
know what it is.
no,
No,
yeah.
but my
No,
elderly
after I
people don't
posted
know.
that, I knew you was gonna think that. So I thought I better respond to that because she probably think I'm not the one who knows what
But
I
Ziggy, she knows what she has it.
Yeah, I get one account too, and I'm like, I don't know what IG is. You know.
All right. Anybody else want to share any successes or challenges? Okay. All right, good. I mean, not good, but we're going to dive right in then to the topic. So something else that I want us to practice has to do a little bit with more mindset and positive thinking. So I'm going to ask that everybody grab an oil that's close to you that you use that makes you feel good or makes you grounded. So I have rose right here. So I'm going to grab rose. And I've done this now with 2 people. Oh, Janice has Motivate. I see everybody disappear. I should have taken a picture of that, like everybody walking away. So go ahead and share what you got in oh,
Oh
beautiful.
yeah.
Frankincense. Kanani, is she gonna have On Guard? I don't know. Peppermint.
Oh,
That's so funny because my other choices are peppermint, beautiful, and
oh
rose.
yeah.
Got Serenity. Okay. Briss, what you got? It's kind of dark. Peppermint? Oh, balance. Good job. Beth, what you got? Peppermint? Yeah, okay. All right, so I want everybody to do the following. Put a drop, or I have a roller, so I'm rolling it right into my hands. We're going to do 3 deep inhales. Okay. Some of you are already getting started. So we're going to do 2 more things. The first thing is I want you to take whatever's left and kind of put it in your hair. If you don't do this already, it's really one of my favorite tricks. And I listened to the doTERRA podcast today, and it was really short. And that was one of the tricks she shared. And I was thinking, oh God, I love doing that. And I haven't shared that in a while. And then this is the next part that I really want us to connect with to ourselves every week. So I'm going to ask that you put your hands on top of your heart and put a little pressure. It doesn't matter left to right or left on right, right on left. And I want you guys to just repeat after me. And everybody's muted, so I'm just going to hear me. But I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. I think, and sorry, please go ahead and sit with that for as long as you need to. But I just feel like last week was a really hard week for me and my family. And I'm such a doer and a solver, and I came across that protocol, and it really, really resonated with me. And so I've been doing it every night before bed, or in a moment in the day that I need to feel that reassurance that I am showing up for myself, for my family, for my business, for my students, for life. And that in any given day, we're all just doing the best that we can. And if I want to do better tomorrow, I get that choice. And that's the great thing about life. But as moms, as wives, as teachers, as partners, as daughters, as, you know, we have so much responsibility. And so I just hope that that is something that you guys can practice if you need it. If it's not your thing, believe me, maybe if somebody had made me do that 5 years ago, I would have been like, what? Like that, literally. But I've done that now with a couple people on our team who have really needed some support. And I think we just always need to remind ourselves that we all are showing up the best that we can, and give yourself grace, and then just show up tomorrow, you know? So thanks for indulging me with that. And I am going to start doing that with every call. So get used to it. The good thing is my eyes are closed, so if you don't want to participate, unless I watch it in the replay, which I typically don't watch the replays, I won't know you're not participating. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And I love how I say that several times, and then like 20 minutes later, we're actually diving right in. Okay. I have to get better about this Zoom thing. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, everybody. So last week we started talking about placements and strategy. I'm going to close this up a little smaller. And I'm just going to go through this really quickly for the people. I think everyone was here, but, and I should update this date, but that's okay. This is from last week. So these were some of the, our big agenda, and today we're going to catch up at how to make changes and what can you control. And then just a reminder that a lot of this information came straight from this one guy's website. That was awesome. So we really want to know what our goals are. This is extremely important. If you don't have a clear idea of what your goal is and what your timeline is, then you don't really know what you're shooting for. We talked a little bit about structure and every rank having certain requirements, and talking about the power of 3 bonus, which we all know is huge on our team. We talked a little bit about the definition between an enroller and a sponsor. We talked about placements, and this tonight we'll continue to focus on placements. Just a couple of things to remember. You will make mistakes. There are ways that they can be fixed. That's kind of what tonight is about. And take your time, but don't forget you only have 14 days from when somebody enrolls to move them. So, set a reminder. I forgot one it wasn't my own personal enrollment, and I think that's why I forgot it. But it did affect, the structure of the organization. So now we have to look into other options. Some other tips for placements. We talked about tracking your rank, knowing your goals. So you can track your rank in the back office. You can use any of the builders guides for Power 3 Tracker. Okay, so here we are making changes. Kate and Kanani, I can't see anyone else right now. If I missed anything, I want you guys to unmute yourselves right away and just jump in and share, and then I can add it to the PowerPoint even. Okay? All right. So there's three sort of umbrellas for making changes. You can change sponsorship status, you can change enrollership status, and you can change either or both at the same time. Okay. So again, sponsorship, enrollership is the person that enrolled you, but you can give sponsorship. So as enroller, I can give sponsorship to anyone on my downline. And those are defined on the previous slides for those of you that might need to catch up on that. Okay. So let's talk about each of these. Sorry. I'm going to talk about kind of each of these, how we make sponsorship changes, how we make enrollership changes, and how we can change either or both if necessary. And when people are on active LRPs, which is what we want for everyone in our organization, that is typically the trickiest time to make changes to somebody's sponsorship, okay? Which basically means we want to move them someplace in our organization. So let's talk about the 14-day move and the 90-day upgrade. So upon enrollment, a new member can be moved anywhere in your downline. Okay. And so you guys have all enrolled people. And so you've all participated in this 14-day move. Now, just be aware that they go off of Mountain Standard Time, and that it seems like 14 days, or they tell you 14 days, but they count the day of enrollment as a day. So it really ends up kind of being 13 days. So if you want to set a reminder, I suggest setting a reminder for 10 days from enrollment. By that time, you should have a pretty good idea of where you want to move that person. If you receive an orphan, and I don't know that anyone else has yet, except I think you can only receive orphans if you're a silver above. An orphan is someone who enrolls with doTERRA, goes to the website, enrolls, and has no sponsor or no enroller. Okay. Kate, Kanani, and I, and Aisha, we have all gotten orphans, and they're great. They're kind of a little hard to make connections with, but they're still awesome. So if you get an orphan, you're going to move this person anywhere in your downline with an email to placements@doterra.com. I have the template coming up, so hold tight for that, within 14 days as well. Okay, they're not going to show up in your back office. An orphan they're going to show up in your back office. They're not going to show up for you in your team tab to make sponsorship moves in your back office. You have to do it via email. Okay. Now, if a member has been a wholesale customer for 90 days, another way that you can move them is they can be upgraded to a wellness advocate by giving their social security number. And this gives them an additional 14-day move. So when doTERRA went previously, you could only enroll in doTERRA as a wellness advocate or something called a preferred member. About 2 years ago, I believe, they got rid of the preferred member status and they changed it to wholesale customer, people who just want the products but don't want to do the business, and wellness advocate. Now, what you can do for somebody who's in a spot in your organization that's not ideal is you can ask them if they'd be willing to do a 90-day upgrade. Okay. So this basically means that they've been a wholesale customer for 90 days and they're eligible for an upgrade. And that gives you another 14-day move. Okay. Now, a 90-day move upgrade for a move can only be performed once per account. So this is really important to know. Somebody can after they request to be an advocate, at any time, if people change their mind and they just want to be a customer, as long as they have no downline, they can request to become a customer again. But if they did the 90-day upgrade again, they wouldn't get another 14-day move. Okay, so just keep this in mind. And Kate and Kanan and Aisha's not on here, I don't think, but Keisha, this is important for us to know, because I was kind of curious, like, if I have somebody upgrade and they never get a downline and I have them downgrade, can they upgrade again in 90 days and I move them again? No, I can't. Okay, so for those of you that don't understand what we're talking about, it's okay. At some point, this information will probably be relevant to you. Kate, Kanani, and I, and Keisha's still very much learning, but we are here to we been there, done that, so we can totally help with things like this. I like to think that structure and reorganization is kind of a strength of myself, and I know that Kate and Kanani have just, I don't know if inherited, but by watching me and the things I always looked for, I know that they have a really strong knack for it as well. Okay, here's another way that you can move people in your organization. So a 6-month move is for anyone, a customer or advocate who is not ordered for 6 months. They can easily move anywhere they request, even to another team. So I've had people, and she's not watching this right now, I don't think, but Tilly and a bunch, I think Ray from Kate's team, they actually enrolled before all of us enrolled, and they were inactive, and the people that they were under weren't actively building the business. And so they hadn't ordered for Tilly was a couple of years, and Kaliko, and when they were ready to reactivate, their team kind of was non-existent. So they wanted to come over to our team, which is totally fine, totally legitimate. I had them all check with their their original enrollers to make sure that they weren't actively building the business. And so this is the email template that they use. So say it was Kaliko. The wellness advocate requesting change was Kaliko, and she put her number there. The wellness advocate to be moved here, she would just put same, okay? Because she's the one requesting it. Now, the reason why they have that is there may be times, like in an orphan email, the wellness advocate requesting change, that might be me, because doTERRA's given me the permission to request that change. And then the wellness advocate to be moved would be my orphan. Okay. New enroller, again, we talked about this. We never give away enrollership. You never want to give away enrollership of anyone that you've enrolled. They're your enrollment, unless it's absolutely necessary for things like rank advancement. Okay. Typically what we're doing is we're giving them a new sponsor. Okay. So if there's no change to the enroller, so like with Kaliko's, it was her name and her number. Then wellness advocate to be moved was her. New enroller became me, but her new sponsor, I can't remember. She's somewhere in Kanani's. I can't remember who exactly I put her under in Kanani's organization. But and then I had her put that sponsor there. So I'm still her enroller, but her sponsor is someone else on Kanani's team. Okay. This is an awesome perk about doTERRA, because the truth is, if somebody hasn't ordered for 6 months, you want to, one, nourish that relationship. You want to provide customer service to that customer and see what oils they have, what they're not using, how you can support them. But you also want to utilize this as an opportunity to reorganize your organization if necessary. If where they're at, maybe they were under somebody who was once an active builder and is no longer an active builder, or, maybe for your power of 3. And if you're their enroller, you guys, the reality is, as long as they don't affect somebody else, you have the right to move them where you want in your organization, okay, within certain reasons. So talk to your upline about that. But down here, though, I did put, you may sometimes be the person requesting the change. you typically are changing sponsorship. This template is used to change enrollership too. So when I have given up enrollership of people, I use the same exact template, and there where I put new enroller is where I would put, you know, Kate's name, Kanani's name, Keisha's name, whoever I've given up enrollership to. And just keep in mind, enrollership can only be given away once, or it can be given back to the original person who gifted it. Okay, but that's it. You can't just keep willy-nilly giving away enrollership here and there. doTERRA has some pretty strict policies about stuff like that. I'm gonna stop real quick and come back and just check in. Is everybody good? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so did I close it? Where is it? Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Now I don't know where my PowerPoint is, you guys. Okay, wait, we're gonna stop sharing. Where did my PowerPoint go? Like Chrome's not even. This is not good. File. Let's do this. What the heck? Okay, hold on one second. Sorry. That's bizarro. Ay, ay, ay. Technology. Okay, I'm back. Kind of. It's loading. Kate, Kanan, have I missed anything so far? Okay, I'm assuming if you guys aren't chiming in, it's okay. All right. Here I cover. This is a really wordy slide. Okay, so reactivations, transfers, exceptions, and more. Reactivations. So we are currently in a reactivation promotion. This is why doTERRA does this. They do it once or twice a year. So typically members who haven't ordered for a year will disappear from the organization, but they still have an active account. To reactivate, they will send the email from the previous slide in to doTERRA to reactivate their account and hopefully to move somewhere in your organization. Now, right now, this reactivation promo is for people who haven't ordered in 4 months. So, you know, if somebody ordered 5 months ago, you wouldn't be eligible to do a 6-month move at that for them. Okay. Transfers, there are ways to transfer people out of a leg and replace them with an existing wholesale customer or with a new enrollee. So just because she's on the phone, Keisha's a perfect example. Keisha enrolled and I transferred someone out and transferred her into that spot. Okay. This can be time sensitive though, and is not like a super, it's definitely not a process that we're all, I think Kate might have the most experience with transfers and swaps, but this is the time when you want to really talk to your account manager or the business advancement team. We want to help you as your uplines, but we don't always have the answers either. Kanani just went through one, and I could offer very limited, you know, help and insight. So I really encouraged her to reach out to her account manager. And then exceptions. So I talked about this earlier. When people are on an active LRP, it's really the most difficult time to move them in your organization. The only exception would be with a 90-day upgrade. That's pretty easy to move them if the person is willing. You can put in an exception request though at any time in doTERRA for any reason to move somebody, but they do not hand these out pretty easily. However, they are possible. I just had one exception, actually kind of 2 exceptions, just the only 2 I've ever done approved. But one of them, doTERRA, I tried to move this person under somebody and they're like, we'll move them if within 3 months they actively enroll somebody with a 100 PV order. Because if you're going to move somebody, they want to know that the person that you're moving, if you're asking for, as an exception, is actually building the business. And to them, you need to be enrolling to be actively building the business. So, okay. So what can you control? You are in control of building your business. Okay, so what you can control is enrolling. You build your business by enrolling. So these are parts of pipes, right? Supporting, you build value with the products by educating. You provide customer service and pay attention to details in an effort to help your customers. When I talk about paying attention to details, it's things like helping people, remind them that their LRP is going to process. Now, doTERRA has a bunch of stuff now that they didn't have when we started, like you can set up text reminders and email reminders in your back office. In fact, I don't even think it's your back office. I think you do it right in your LRP card. So if somebody is consistently forgetting to do those things, you can encourage them to sign up for those so that you don't have to be the one to help them. You want to check for duplicate orders. You want to just provide customer service is what it comes down to. You want to know about promotions, okay? You need to know about them as a wellness advocate. I think it's everyone's job to seek out that information. If for some reason, like I've had these weird months where I don't get the doTERRA emails, and it's happened like numerous times since I've been an advocate. And so, I'll always text Kate, or I'll always make sure that on the first, or really I do it the night before, I'm always seeking out the promotions. One, because I want to get them to you guys as soon as possible. So typically no later than the first, all of the promotions for the month and a promotion folder with graphics and stuff for you to use is all in our Facebook Builders group. Okay. And so, if that information is not flowing freely to you, I really encourage everyone to make it a point to know about what the promos are. Like, for instance, this month, the reactivation promo, coming out with that reactivation promo at the beginning of the month, they could have got 4 free oils. I had somebody who took advantage of it and got 4 free oils for placing a 200 PV LRP. And she had it ordered since 2015. Okay. So, root tapping is this other idea that you find people who are buying or building that could use additional support in your downline. So if there's somebody in your downline that places really consistent orders, check with them and ask them if they, are interested in sharing or building the business. If you didn't enroll them, just check with their enroller and ask them if it's okay to reach out, But root tapping is something that I think, is totally within our control. And I think this goes along with even root tapping with people that are not active, reaching out. Are you using your oils? What do you love? What do you need support with? We have a reactivation promo. Are there things that you need to get back in your home? That kind of thing. So I think that's it for my slides. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing now and open it up for any questions. Again, so much information, some of it not relevant to you yet where you're at in your businesses. Actually, for all of you that are here, a lot of it was relevant to you guys, to be honest. Depends, somebody newer was watching this, a lot of that would be, if you don't have a large organization. But placements and strategies is tricky and you're going to make mistakes, but what's nice is there are ways to fix things. Almost everything can be fixed in doTERRA. So that's promising. Kate, Kanan, you guys want to jump in? Anybody have a specific something they want to talk about or ask about?
I just wanted to say that I just went through doing an account transfer, and it really shouldn't be hard because you can do it right on your team tab. The form, everything is right there. But because I did it wrong, it was extremely time consuming. It wasn't difficult, but it was really, really time consuming. So just to be clear, there's a difference between account transfer and a swap. And this might be way over your head and we can go into detail later, but just so you know, there's 2 separate things. And I feel like Kate is the queen of swaps. So if you have questions, she's the girl to go to about swapping.
Kind of true.
And I feel like I'm now the queen of account transfers because I live the nightmare of fixing it. So when you get to that point, you might want to ask any three of us, because Liza had to be like my little go-to step of the way person.
It's fine. It's fine. And actually, I did do one for Keisha, but it's still not a process that I feel 1,000% confident in. And the one thing about those things is doTERRA puts timelines, really tight timelines on things, like 2 days. You got to get everything done in 2 days, you know? And so it puts a little bit more sense of urgency and stuff. But do any of you guys have any questions or, I said this on the last call and I'll say this again. I love structure. I love my back office. I particularly loved building my $1,500 bonus, and I'm going to equally love building it for the second time because it just makes sense for me. If it doesn't make sense for you, get help. Definitely. That's what we're here. But always come to the conversation having an idea, just because that'll help you to practice. So, for all of you here, as you're enrolling people, rather than going, Kate, where should I put this person? Kanan, Liza, where should I? Come to the table and go, this is where I think this person should go because they'll help me get this. And then we can say, that's a great idea. Did you also think of this? Or if we think it's a terrible idea, we'll probably just tell you and give you our idea. But at least you're practicing. Right? At least you're practicing and you're learning through the mistakes or the good decisions. And sometimes they can be both. The mistakes end up working out. That's the funny thing about this biz. So I just encourage you guys, as you're all actively building your businesses, to come to the table like that so that you're putting into practice. Go ahead, Kate.
I just want to share, I have done I think 4, and I'm probably going to do another one very soon of these swap transfer thingies. And at first you feel like it's the worst thing in the world. Like, oh my gosh, I have to do all this paperwork and how humbug this is. But a lot of good comes out of it. Just on this call, I have Beth that took over one of the teams that she was actually the second person that took over this team. And now she's one of my most consistent builders. So it's kind of a little details, but know that we're here to help your account managers and or the business team to help you with those steps. But in the end, you're going to find people that are attracted to you, who are attracted to this business, who are going to help you achieve your goals, and you're going to help them achieve their goals. So it's always kind of a blessing in disguise is how I am looking at it at this point. I used to and I still sometimes get annoyed with all the details, but a lot of good has come out of them. So
I totally second that. Keisha took over. She was the second person to take over the leg. And today I was cleaning out my doTERRA follow-up email folder. I found an email I sent her back in 2015, checking in. Hey, Keisha, how you doing? And it probably wasn't the most recent email I had sent her, but for whatever reason, I had saved that thread and I forwarded it to her. And you guys, 2015, and I swear I was talking to her about oils from 2014 when I really got started. So, and her response was so great. It was just like, look at how like a no can turn into like a big yes later. And I totally second what Kate said. When you're going through it can feel overwhelming and stressful, but it really ends up leading you probably to people who are more aligned and ready to do the work. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of appeal to this. doTERRA is very popular right now. Essential oils are very popular right now. I think people have this, and I think this is true for all MLMs. People have this kind of idealized notion, and I like to be very real. I'm always real with people and honest about the work and the compensation, but people get into it and they realize that they aren't doing the work, and that's okay. you know, I mean, at least they tried. But we love the option of saying, okay, you don't want to do this work, but oh God, I put 15, 20 people on your team, you know, like I don't want that to go to waste. Yeah. So that's what all of these are here for. Maris?
I have a quick question. I guess I'm not there yet, but now I just feel left out not knowing the difference between the swap and the account transfer. So
Okay.
I'm guessing the swap is like you're switching the leader of that leg, but I don't, what is account transfer?
So an account, they're actually the same thing. You're switching the leader of the leg, but a swap is with someone who is already on in your organization. That's a wholesale customer, has never been an advocate, and
upgrades.
And is on that person's front line. There's a lot of little details. They can't be anywhere in your organization. So it had to be, so let's just say, and we never will swap you, but say you were going to swap out, it would have to be someone on your front line who's a wholesale customer that's never been an advocate. And you basically just swap. You would still keep your wholesale customer account. Nothing would change, your LRP, nothing. But you would go from a customer to advocate, and then that person would swap into you. A transfer is that person is just transferring out. Yeah, Kanat? Right? No?
So the first they can be anywhere in your organization. They don't have to be on your front line.
For a swap?
Yeah.
See, I'm already telling you wrong information.
But it's okay. They just, when they swap into the other person's place, they have to have the same enroller.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And then an
say
account
that again,
transfer. Okay, say that again, Kate. For a swap.
When they swap, they just have to have the same enroller. So I just swapped Chanel last week, and so I had to have give. It's kind of like I gave up enrollership of Chanel. Well, it was tricky because you used to have enrollership of Corey, Liza. So she had to have Joy as her enroller. And Chanel was my enroller. So it's like I gave away Chanel's enrollership to Joy. Does that make sense?
Moral of this story, when you're in this situation, just ask somebody.
Yeah.
Because I did. Okay, so I was wrong. I thought for some reason it had to be on your front line. But basically, they could never be a wellness advocate. And then they're shopping. Now, in an account transfer, can they still keep their wholesale customer account?
Yeah, there's a box that you check that says, I want to have a wholesale account and I want to keep my number. Okay. And that's the box that they check.
So the swap is an existing person on the team. A transfer is the person is not enrolled, basically, right, girls?
No. So they have to have the same enroller and same sponsor for account transfer.
But a transfer is with a brand new person, though. That's never been
enrolled. It's brand new.
Yeah. Same enroller.
Yeah, so like Heidi. Sponsor. Yeah. Yeah. See that you're going to move. And that builder who is no longer building remains on the front line. They go on their front line. It doesn't go down to the team. It goes like that.
But doTERRA did, remember that? Didn't I tag you guys in something where doTERRA did say they're going to start allowing you after 3 or 6 months to move that person off of the front line? I tagged you guys in that, right? Okay.
Well, yeah, but like with Heidi, she goes down to a wholesale customer. Yeah. And as long as she stays there for 90 days, then I think
she can upgrade and move.
Yeah.
You better check on that before you have her do it.
Yeah.
Run it.
I mean, she's fine where she is.
Yeah. Okay. So that was more confused. I'm sorry, Maris. But this is a perfect example. There are different, and it's a lot to keep track of. And so this is where we are your first line of defense. If you don't have an account manager, we can forward anything to our account manager and get their input on it. You also have that business advancement team. I would say don't ask just one person. I would get 2 or 3 opinions in any of these kinds of situations, because, you know, we're not all necessarily 100% good. I'm with Kanan. Kate's pretty good at the swap.
Mhm.
I know I'm not there. I was just curious as to what the difference was since
Yeah.
you guys were
And
that's all. Yeah.
And the thing is, knowing that these kinds of things exist can help you move forward in thinking about who's in your existing business and organization and what's their future in that. I think you're definitely there in that situation, right? And so that's important for everybody to know that these kinds of options exist, because if there's certain people that maybe they're thinking, gosh, if they're not really that serious or they're not really that into it or committed, maybe I'd ask them to swap or transfer or whatever. Maybe there is somebody in your organization like the swap, you know, that you think would be interested. Like Chanel, the person that Kate just did her most recent swap, been a customer forever. And Kate finally approached her about the business. So when we talk about DMO, this is also the kind of, you know, when you have business conversations, that's root tapping. She's going into her already existing organization and talking to somebody if they're interested about the business, you know. And if she tries it and it doesn't work out, Kate can, I mean, God knows Kate doesn't want to do any more swaps, but that is the beauty of it too. You know, if it doesn't work out with somebody, you can swap them again. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not as easy as it sounds to just, find people to swap here or there willy-nilly, but the option exists. And that means you're never fully stuck with a leg, you know, that's not moving forward. Now, the catch is if the person in that spot doesn't want to give it up, there is nothing that you can do. Okay. There's just nothing you can do. Everything has to be, you cannot, yeah. So if you wanted somebody out and they didn't want out, but they weren't doing anything, then you're kind of messed up. But okay. All right. I'm way over time tonight. I know that this was a lot of technical information, but I love that you guys are here and showing up for this, because this is you showing up as a leader. There is so much in doTERRA to know and understand, and we don't know and understand it all. But the more that you just start connecting with bits and pieces of it, at least for future reference, when it's relevant to you, you will connect with something. Hopefully it can have, you know, spark some conversations. If you have some people in your organization that you think might be interested in sharing or building, you know, start root tapping and so forth. But any other questions or anything before we sign off for the night? All right. Well, as usual, thank you guys so much for showing up for your team. And I'm so grateful and appreciative. And thank you so much for giving me grace last week. And, you know, since I had to cancel the call last minute, I really appreciate it. Let's take our team photo. Turn this light on. I have not mastered this, by the way. Like, I still feel like I need to figure out the lighting. And okay, 1, 2, 3. I have my. Yeah. Oh, whoa, that was bad. Oh no, it's okay. Oh no, Keisha, you won't like that picture. Let's take it again. I would be like, Lies, seriously, you're gonna post that? Really? Come on. Okay, 1. I feel like, sorry, you guys. I'm trying to get this light. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Nice. All right, everybody. Have a great night, and we will see you next week. Bye.